it's RJ here live from RG Avenue Studio, and we're super excited because it's a Wednesday, which means it's Work It Wednesday, and today we're gonna play with some fun new products that have actually been sitting on my shelf for a little bit, and I haven't had the chance to create with them, play with them, stamp with them. But today is the day we're gonna work it in and see what comes out of it. So, in celebration of the 4th of July, just around the corner, we're definitely gonna play with some red, white, and blue colors. But if you're ready, let's get started. All right, so we're gonna switch over to our top view here, and I'm gonna be using two sets that have been live for quite some time. But again, as I shared, I have not had the opportunity to play with them. So I've got You Amaze, which is super kitty patootie stamp set. Wait, is that the right one? My backer card says You Amaze, but
we need to get that fixed.
it's clearly, well, so what's it called?
It's on the, so it should be Crushed It.
Crushed It. Sorry about that. I have the wrong packaging for this set. But so You Amaze is not the name of the stamp set. You would find it under Crushed It in the website.
Yes.
And then I'm also going to be using the comic book background stamp, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to first start off with stamping on my card layer. I'm going to be using the Stamparatus to bring in my grid sheet so that I can hold on to my grid paper. And then I'll start with some basic stamping. So I'm going to bring in, oh, do you know what? Sugar cubes. I've actually already stamped the little nuggets here, but I'm going to show you them real quick because we're going to grab our black taffy as well as one of our rounds to simply just bring in these images. Now I've pre-stamped these already just to give me a head start on cutting them out. So I've got my little guy there, super cool. Now it comes with four superheroes. Thank you so much. In the set. So I've stamped my one superhero with his little cape out in a mask. And then I've also stamped the pow, the boom, and the zap to be able to incorporate into the set. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside because, as I said, I've already pre-stamped that. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my background stamp. Now it is the first time I use this background stamp, so just to make sure, I'm going to use a pink eraser to remove any oils or blemishes, or not blemishes, but just oils or little residues of polymer my stamp might have. I'm then going to grab this guy, and I'm going to stamp him multiple times. So I'm going to start off here, and since he's not going to fit that full card layer, I'm just going to kind of wing it this way. And I'm going to go ahead and start off with Rich Cherry. Now, I'm not so particular about this layer because I'm going to layer on top of this layer. So I want to make sure that some of my impressions are pretty deep. I actually have not decided if I want to layer both colors in, one color in, so I guess we'll figure that out here in a sec. So we've got one layer of the red. I'm going to come back and add a second layer of ink, just in case I decide to keep that initial layer, because I think it's pretty cool to have the dimension.
And while you're doing that, we do have Patricia, Sharon.
Hi, Patricia.
Bernice,
Hi, Sharon.
and
Thanks for
Doris
joining
is
us,
on here.
guys. Hey, Doris. Thanks for joining us. just a fun little project featuring these little guys. I never have had the chance to play with them, interestingly enough. And I figured the 4th of July around the corner, I'm going to do something a little patriotic. But of course, you guys can modify this project to fit any color theme you prefer. So I'm just cleaning my stamp here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see a little bit more of my workspace. I'm going to remove my card layer because I'm going to stamp it twice. But this time I'm going to add rich blueberry. So I just want to make sure I have enough to cover my cardstock here.
So Doris says she misses us. It's been a while and we haven't.
It has been a while. Hopefully you'll be joining us for convention in October. That would be fun to see you as well.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna bring in some rich blueberry. Again, we're staying with our theme of red, white, and blue. Ink that up probably a couple of times as well.
So Donna would like to know if this is a regular time or was it a random?
So we decided we would do lives every Wednesday now called Work at Wednesdays, but I don't know that we actually said what time. Usually we're live 2 p.m.s on Facebook every Tuesdays and Thursdays, except of course for tomorrow, but I don't know that we've decided. I don't know that we have a better time for our Facebook viewers. I mean, our YouTube viewers, sorry. All right, so we're gonna leave that out here. I'll come and pick up my stamp here a little bit later. And so now I've got these pieces, and I'm gonna paper piece a little bit. So I'm gonna cut these guys out. I haven't decided which ones I want to keep in the blues and which ones I want to keep in the reds, but I guess we're gonna figure that out right now.
So you're going to do a little bit of paper piecing?
I'm just gonna do a little paper piecing. I think it would look cool because then I have the opportunity to add dimension, add some texture on there. I think that's kind of cool. And that's what I love about this set. I think it's pre-designed in such a way that I don't have to use it as a whole background stamp. I could actually just use the individual, like let's say I wanted to make a smaller card, and let's see if I already got my little guy colored out, and it could just be a background for my bigger card, right? So there's so many different options, I think, with a set like this that allows us to play and just make pretty things. I think there's so many different options with these type of background. I love background stamps, though. I think maybe that's part of it. I happen to be a background stamp fanatic. And so that could be the reason why I love it so much. But, all right, so I'm going to grab some foam squares. I've seemed to walked away. I've got just a few here. I don't know where the little ones went, but when in doubt, we're gonna pop these guys right out. Again, just to give us a little extra pop. And a color variation too. And now I'm gonna trim off any excess that's hanging out so that it can stay flush within my project. So see what I mean? Like just by adding that, I got a little extra pop, and then of course I'm gonna bring in my little guy out here to create some havoc. I may also decide to grab some of the. I'm gonna grab one of the red baby wipes just to add some coloration to my. And the reason why I'm doing it with a wet wipe is that I believe it leaves a little bit more of a blurred, smoky finish, which is ultimately what I'm looking for here because it's going to bring in some of that blueberry in there, and it's just going to kind of look a little bit more dated, which is ultimately what I want. All right, so we've got these cool backgrounds, and of course we can always come back and mix and match and add extra, which is why I think this is so cool. So for example, if I wanted to bring in a piece here, or if I wanted to bring in a piece over here, it's totally doable, and it just creates a fun background with all your different cubbies, is what I'm gonna call them. All right, so I've got a rich cherry background for my card base. As well as I have a layer of rich blueberry, which this is going to sit on top of. So super cool. So I love that background already, especially right on top of that piece. And I've got my little superhero, my little nugget over here ready to celebrate. Now I'm going to give you a couple of different options here on how you could potentially finish your project. And I think you guys are going to like that. When in doubt, pop it out. We're going to pop out our little superhero right on top of those layers. Now we've already got our pow, our zap, our, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here. And I'm going to start layering those.
And again, the colors that you used were rich cherry and rich blueberry, right?
Right, rich cherry, rich blueberry. So I'm just going to kind of place them all around. Now you can very much leave it as is because I think it's cool that way, but
they're super loving this project, by the way. They really love it. And then we have Donna saying blueberry. Now she's hungry with blueberries.
Yeah. So let me give you a couple options. So I've stamped the "You Amaze" because that could be the actual sentiment.
Oh, you did. Never mind. You did stamp the actual green.
Yeah.
You Amaze.
You can actually stamp the "You Amaze," or you can also do it on dark cardstock, darker colored cardstock, and bring in a little bit of a contrast. So, which is ultimately what I'm going to do here. Is I'm going to show you both so you can kind of have options. So I'm going to grab the "You Amaze" out of that set because I think it's a super cool sentiment. And I'm going to grab my round using some simple syrup. I'm going to emboss this in white. So I've added my simple syrup. I'm going to bring in my powdered sugar. I'm going to try to put this away without spilling it everywhere.
Be careful with your stamp.
And then I'm going to cook this real quick And again, it's not the most common, but I think it's a cool look.
Doris is super happy that she has this set, so hopefully she starts creating some cute stuff.
Yeah,
Shares
you
it
get to
with us.
play a little bit. So we've got the UMAs. Let that cool off a little bit so I don't smear it. And then I'm just gonna block it so it's not so ginormous. And you've got a cool little accent here for your project. So I'm gonna double pop that so that it comes above my background, but it kind of stick it right underneath for that super cool look. So I absolutely love it. Of course, my finishing touch is always going to be this splatter idea that I've adopted. It's kind of like this last year, I think. It's been my thing.
So hey, Miss Gail, she jumped in real quick, but she can't stay. She needs to do supper. So thanks for coming by, and she'll catch the replay.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, for sure. It's a fun one. It's just kind of hard because, I don't know, does YouTube notify you of a live? So we kind of announced it on our Facebook, but I don't know if YouTube also notifies you if there's a live or not. Here we go, guys. Finishing touches, and we got an amazing pow, boom, and zap kind of project.
Super amazing.
Super cool. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's Work It Wednesday. It's always fun to be able to see projects come to life. And please let us know if you're enjoying these fun tutorials, these different tutorials. If there's something you want to see me play with and create with, we'd love to see what it is so we can try to work it in. Guys, have an amazing 4th of July weekend. And remember to continue to create and capture so that we can bring hope to those around us. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe and like our channel for more videos. See you next time.